The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and I want to bring it back. Something that I started many years ago, 2006. Piece of garbage madness. Now, this is brackets like the March Madness brackets, but it's filled with things local, Chicagoland, anywhere you hear us, that have been garbage in the last year. Now, there's some rules to this thing, and I'll put them out there right now, that we don't put truly evil people on here, like murderers.
Right.
We try to stay as non-political as we can because it just ruins it. What we'll do is we'll put 64 things in the bracket, and then they have the matchups. And then we go through it just like the basketball tournament does until we find a winner, the biggest piece of garbage. But again, we want this to be fun. So don't think...
It's not like you're putting John Wayne Gacy on the list or something like that.
No,
right,
we don't want that.
That's not the purpose here.
No, that's not it. Because how could like the traffic on the Kennedy beat John Wayne Gacy? This is the fun of it. This really is the fun of it. But also, you got to question yourself if you choose that. But that's what we want. We want you vote, you decide. So... I'll go through some examples here, and I want you guys to nominate things in the past year, not from 10 years ago, but things in the past year in Chicago or nationwide that have been garbage in the last year. Now, I went to, for example, a great listener friend of mine checked in from Richmond, Virginia when I was exiled from Chicago back then. That's when I started in 2006. Just so you get a basis for where we're going here. The winner that year, in fact, the final matchup in 2006 of Piece of Garbage Madness was... guys in affliction shirts versus shirtless guys on MySpace.
Oh, wow.
Now, guys in affliction shirts won that year the title. And it's all you guys will do all the voting on social media. I'll explain that part later. We don't need to worry about that right now. But also,
you know he had an affliction shirt, right?
Me?
Oh, at least one.
I got 2 free ones. Yeah.
You seem like you're more of a tap-out shirt guy.
I never had a tap-out shirt. I bet Roker had a tap-out shirt.
I had an Ed Hardy. It was snug.
Now, you got it free too, though. You didn't pay for it. Yeah. What's today's version of that?
I was just trying to think about that. I don't know.
Like an Ed Hardy or an affliction shirt? Is there like what's people wearing that is? I don't even know how to say it.
I see more grown men wear dresses now than I do like Ed Hardy t-shirts. I don't know if that's it. That doesn't feel like the spirit of it, but I don't like. What does a frat guy wear? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a Barstool shirt, but that's not the same because it's not because they make a bunch of different shirts. So it's not like one shirt design that like the Affliction had all the skulls.
Right.
Ed Hardy just had the name and whatever different designs.
I don't know.
Well, that shows what 2006, what was going on then. What a time to be alive.
It was a simpler time.
It's certainly
Affliction
simpler.
shirts,
Juicy
sweatpants.
Did the guy that invented juicy sweatpants, he had to retire like a billionaire, right?
Oh, can you imagine having juicy money?
Can you? While I give you some more examples, Case, can you look up Juicy, the guy that like invented it? And it had to be a guy, by the way.
Oh, it's like the same guys that made Victoria's Secret what it is. It was 2 fat old guys.
Well, not to get sidetracked, but you remember the movie Scarface?
Of course.
When they have the conversation at the pool. And so it's Manny, not Al Pacino's character.
Tony Montana.
Tony Montana.
Yes, it's Manolo.
And he says,
yes.
Yo, man, I got this idea. I want to put my name on women's asses. And I guarantee the guy that invented Juicy saw that movie and then took the idea and ran with it and made $1 billion. Go back to Scarface.
Yeah.
That scene is in there when he says that. Do we have any information before we move on with Piece of Garbage Madness?
So one of the creators of the Juicy Sweatpants, her name is Gela Nash Taylor.
I'm actually really glad it's a woman that invented it.
She's married to the bass player of Duran Duran.
What?
Wow.
And her net worth is only around $4 million.
Well...
But if you got Duran Duran money coming in, you guys are good.
Yeah, but you don't give away Juicy sweatpants. If you have, I don't care how much money you have. We'll do a deeper dive on Juicy to see who got all.
Tomorrow.
Who got all? Tomorrow at 8:35, we'll do all the money on that. Okay, let's flash forward to 2017. I found some of the old brackets. For example, on the old brackets 2017, these are things that have been pieces of garbage in the last year. Like, for example, I put The Walking Dead on there because it was my favorite show in 2010.
Oh, and then it jumped the shark?
It jumped the shark. By 2017, I hated it. We had the mom of the kid in the Harambe situation.
Wow.
But I also put the kid in that same region. So who's worse, the kid or the
Or
mom?
the mom.
I don't know. The kid fell in, and then Harambe got killed.
It feels weird to blame the kid.
This is the fun discussions we'll have. I don't know that full bracket to go there, but Snapchat filters were that year in 2017, which some of it seems so dated, or what was big that year, kind of a time capsule in a way. So that's kind of things we're looking for. And then in 2019, the only time I did it in the last 5 years, because again, the pandemic killed it, Jussie Smollett won.
Oh, that's a classic.
So he was a 1 seed, so he was like Duke. You know, like
he was just a 1 seed.
He took out everybody, Jussie Smollett.
And if we're going to relate this into 2024 terms, we have one seed locked down.
And that is Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyer.
Has to be a 1 seed.
We've talked about her so much, and we know there's no question that the committee would put her less than a 1 seed.
She might get a bye.
The first ever bye in March Madness.
Because this is Duke with Christian Laettner. This is a guaranteed 1 seed, no doubt about it.
Oh, God. So things are already coming in a little bit. Actually, one Herm checked in and said, can we put guys in affliction shirts back on it? Because I haven't seen one in a while, but if people are still wearing affliction shirts, they could be a 16 seed.
Absolutely.
They might be in there. I don't know what Salt Life stickers are.
I hate those. That should be on the bracket because it's a bumper sticker.
Okay.
And people have Salt Life stickers. I don't know what it stands for, but I know they're all bad drivers. Everybody that has one.
But I like salt. Is it about having a Salt Life?
It's more of a beach thing, Brian. It's less of a salt thing.
Oh.
I always think the stickers also, because of the text it's in, I always think they say Slut Life, not Salt Life. But that's my own
That
problem.
I would like. That would be awesome.
Now, Mike checked in and said, can all of our teams be in the bracket? Yes, they can. We can put every sports team in there and you decide which one could be the worst. I mean, or just, disappointed you enough. I mean, the Bears, the Bulls.
Yeah, we could be a while on
the
that
White
one.
Sox
Yeah.
could be a high seed.
Well, with the White Sox, you could have the White Sox themselves. You could have Tim Anderson because he got his ass kicked against the Guardians.
Yep.
You could have Jerry Reinsdorf, and you could have the fat folds that held the gun that went off at Guaranteed Rate Field. Those could all be there.
We still don't have that answer.
We don't know.
Of the shooting that happened at the park, and it was supposed to be in the woman's fat rolls.
It is possible.
Okay. What, to put a gun in a fat roll?
Oh, yeah. I mean, not necessarily a gun, but I have. Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
No, hold on, Al Roker Jr. You can't take us there and not take us all the way through.
It is possible to hide something in a fat fold,
Okay.
like a flask or something of that nature.
Now, people don't know this.
Hand
But
me that. Let's see. What bobblehead there do you not like?
Pat Foley and Eddie Olczyk.
Oh, no, not Pat Nettie. Not Pat Nettie.
Hand him that Red Bull, Brian. See if you can put the Red Bull in there.
I also have a Marion Hossa.
And then one day he's gonna drink this Red Bull. He's
I
gonna
know.
forget about it.
Oh, no, this is one that needs to go in a fat roll. The Eloy Jimenez bobblehead.
He's actually playing great in spring training, just so everybody knows. He's
Here, I'll tell you
killing
what.
it.
I'll take my wallet, which is.
That's a Costanza wallet.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my God.
Yes, it is.
And by the way, Roker, if you know his history, Roker has lost a ton of weight.
I have.
You're not near
No,
what you used to be.
I used to be in the 380s,
Yeah.
but you could easily kind of put that. I can't believe you're filming this.
I know, this is
No,
the-
but you could put that under there.
Roker just put his
and
wallet
then
in a fat
boom,
roll.
And then it's not going anywhere. It did not come down. Did not come out my pants leg or anything like that.
I don't see nothing.
It's secure.
It's like a ShamWow commercial. How amazing it is.
There it is.
Oh, wow. And the wallet looks pretty clean. You showered this morning?
Yes, I did, actually.
Good
just
job.
for you.
All right. Holy cow.
Sorry about that.
I didn't expect
How
to do
did I
that.
get here?
Okay. Keep the nominations coming. Call in and explain your nomination. 312-591-8300. A lot of texts coming in, and we appreciate you. I see that. Like someone said Justin Timberlake. I'm not sure exactly. Well, he had a problematic year.
Yeah, with a lot of the Janet Jackson stuff and the Britney Spears stuff coming up, I think Jonah Hill who I love, but I think Jonah Hill has to be on the list. Remember those leaked text messages that came out to his girlfriend?
Yeah, but I didn't think that was so bad.
Well, he could be a lower seed.
I mean, the thing is, I don't want to turn in the list of people that Gen Zers wanted to cancel.
All right. Well, should Gen Z be on the list?
Gen Z is in.
Gen Z is in.
Gen Z, and listen, I love y'all, but there's a lot of y'all that are
Sounds
messed
like
up.
it.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, this is why we have the best listeners in the business. You think I'm pandering or being a homer? No, you guys are truly the best, and it's why I get up at 3 in the morning every day to come in here and get that energy going when I barely slept with my daughter having a fever and my in-laws in town cooking steaks for them last night for dinner and doing some kind of training that the company wanted me to take to not open phishing emails. All of that stuff is why I get here, because you guys are the best.
This is where the fish are, some might say. Give that speech real quick, Brian.
Oh, boy, I don't get sidetracked. Roker, have you ever seen the movie The Perfect Storm?
Yes, I have.
With George Clooney. The second George Clooney reference of the morning, by the way. So I have to have a girl come in at 4 in the morning when my wife's out of town to take Harper to daycare, my 16-month-old daughter, because I get to work too early and I can't do it. And one day she asked me, she goes, she came to the house at 4. Her hours were going to be 4 to 8 in the morning. And she goes, Brian, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how it's possible to get up like this every day. It's been about 5.5 years here at Q101 back at it doing it. And I said, have you ever seen the movie The Perfect Storm? And she goes, no. So I was making my reference a little rough. But I said, okay, well, there's a scene in the movie where they're struggling to fish. They can't find the fish, and that's their job. It's a fishing boat. And so George Clooney says, as the captain of the boat, we're going out to the Flemish Cap, which is the most dangerous waters to go out there on the East Coast and Atlantic Ocean to get fish. It's very dangerous. And the guys are all tough Boston. They call them Gloucestermen. And they're very tough guys. And they go, oh, why don't we just go to New Zealand while you're at it? And they go, oh, so what? This is where the rubber hits the road. You guys are all wussing out on this, right? He goes, no, we're tough. We're Gloucestermen. But why do we got to go all the way there to get the fish? And there's a guy in the boat. He goes, tell him, Jean-Pierre. And Jean-Pierre says, because, and before he can finish his sentence, George Clooney goes, because that's where the fish are. Now, I said this to my babysitter at 4 in the morning, which is why I'm really insane.
She's looking at you like you're a cyclops.
Right.
Like you've got,
Exactly. And I said, that's why I love mornings on Q101, even though I'm a nutcase. Because all y'all are stuck in this traffic all morning we're talking about. You're going to your job and it's brutal. You're tied up and you're trying to run errands and you can't get anywhere. That's why I do it. Because whatever we have going on, we know you're there. That's where the fish are. You guys are the fish. And I'm the fisherman.
I'm sure they love hearing that.
And you can that's mine. That one.
Go ahead and own it.
That analogy is mine, and I think it's perfect for what we do.
I think you're safe. I don't think anybody's going to steal that.
And the next morning, when the babysitter came next morning, I was going up the door, and she goes like, well, go get those fish. As far as I know, she still hasn't seen The Perfect Storm. Great movie, by the way. Maybe it's on Case's list. I know Case hasn't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm doing Shawshank this week. Give me time to get to The Perfect Storm.
He's going to do Shawshank at Lizzie McNeil's on the St. Patty's Day broadcast.
All right, good for you.
Yeah, no,
good
I'm looking forward to it.
And in case you don't know what that's about, is Case hasn't seen any good big movies except for, we found out he saw Goodfellas, which is nice, but he hadn't seen Braveheart. He'd seen Norbit. What was the other big movie?
The only movies I really know are Norbit, Boys in the Hood, and 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, Boys in the Hood's his favorite movie.
It is.
Wow, that's quite a eclectic collection of movies there.
I'm an eclectic guy, Al Roker.
He just loves to cry when Cuba Gooding goes, Ricky!
It's a very emotional movie. It really touches me every time I watch it.
Sometimes I don't know. Don't shout. Don't care about what's going on in the hood.
See, that's Oscar-worthy, Roker. Damn. We had Cube come in the studio once. I wish you were here for that day. Because you'd have done that too. Oh, man, my God.
Instead, I cornered him in the elevator. I go, Cube, just so you know, that movie really means a lot to me. And he goes, okay. And then the elevator door
And the door's closed. Yep.
Yeah. He sees this white boy Case come up there with a yeah, right. That's your favorite movie. Yeah, right.
Mr. Cube, I swear it is.
It's a great movie.
It is.
Okay.
Piece of garbage madness.
Piece of garbage madness. You guys get it. That's why I love you, because the nominations coming in for the 2024 Piece of Garbage Madness, things that have been pieces of garbage in the last year, is tremendous. What do we got on the list so far? I say Tiffany Henyard, the Dalton Mayer, a number one seed.
The number one thing we're getting, other than Tiffany Henyard, is the people that filled the Chicago rat hole.
That's getting a lot of play.
That's getting a lot of play, but also the rat hole itself is getting a lot of play.
Ooh, so this is what we can do with this.
That makes sense.
We can put them in the same region together and see which one beats which, if they end up making it to be a matchup together. Also, the rat hole it got uncovered, I believe, right? The person filled it in, but they don't know who did it.
Kind of an ongoing situation, yes. Other than that, destination weddings.
Good one.
Absolutely. Destination weddings is on the list. That's the spirit of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Grown men that have a Y name, like a Timmy, Jimmy, or Billy, I think they have to be on the list.
Now, this came from the show earlier. We had a big argument about it because my brother-in-law's name is Timmy. It's Tim, obviously,
right.
But I call him Timmy. And Kenzie was in here going, you call another grown man Timmy? And I said, well, Megan calls him Timmy because it's her brother. And she grew up calling him Timmy. And I started calling him Timmy. Is that kind of weird for a grown man to call another man Timmy? I should just call him Tim.
I've been called Kenny.
Yeah, that's right.
But by women, not by another man or other men.
Oh, Kenny, you come over here, boy. Yo, baby boy, come over here, Kenny. I can see that. And when I used to call you Ken, it was just, I called you Ken. I never called you Kenny.
No, right, because you're a dude. That's why.
Yeah. Now, women have called Case Casey.
Yes, among other things.
Yeah. Okay, that could be on the list. We had 219 check in, first time texter. Thank you. Said the things that suck in the garbage madness. Kennedy Construction, yes. Boeing Airplanes, yes.
Good one.
And then Bears assistant coaches.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two of them fired this year, and one of them in a.
We still don't know what happened with the one.
We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
The FBI raided Peanut Tillman, an FBI agent now, raided his house.
We also don't know what's happening with Boeing airplanes. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, I think, because we have to talk more about this Boeing situation. It's chaos.
Yeah. People are dropping like flies. So let's keep this going.
So are the planes.
It's terrifying.
A few others on the list. People, they want Jared Leto on the list. Done and done. Jared Leto is on Piece of Garbage Madness.
Now, why do you say Jared Leto? Because we love 30 Seconds to Mars, and I love the movie Lord of War. But because we had an interview scheduled with him last year for Lollapalooza, and it was verified months in advance, and he canceled on us last minute.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on the list.
Was he going to climb the Willis Tower or something? That's why he did it?
So he's on the list. He could be you could be a low seed, and we don't hate him forever, but we certainly hated him for that.
We might put Better Than Ezra on the list just because they pissed me off.
They also canceled.
They asked to be on the show, and then they canceled.
Yeah.
Better Than Ezra you should not be canceling anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be honest.
The Kool-Aid Man Challenge.
Yes, one of our listeners, this was on the news, where kids like run through their fence and they go Kool-Aid, or what's the Kool-Aid Man say?
What does the Kool-Aid Man say, Brian?
Hey, hey, hey.
No, that's Fat Albert. He says that.
What are you talking about? What does the Kool-Aid Man say?
Kool-Aid.
No, he doesn't say Kool-Aid.
What's he say?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah.
No, that's Randy Macho Man Savage.
Okay, I'm all messed up here. So keep sending nominations and on the text line, but we'll put up a Facebook post. Really load them up in there because it'll be easier for us to track them on things that have been pieces of garbage in the last year. Remember, it's supposed to be fun with Brian and Kenzie here on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.